Welcome back to another evening of entertainment banter. Matt is to my right.
That means Joel is to my left?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Welcome.
Welcome. Tonight's episode is we're gonna bring back full circle to I think one of our first few episodes was about Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
So we officially just watched the first episode of Dragon Ball Super.
Was it super?
Like 5 minutes ago. We actually this is the first time we've ever done this for this show is watching something and then talking about it freshly right after.
Yeah.
So we haven't even have time to comprehend what we just watched in theory.
That's right. So it's gonna be fresh because you're right. We always talk about stuff as it's approaching,
It's true.
or like a month and a half, 2 years later.
or because when I go see movies, I usually go watch the movie and I'll some new blockbuster came out. I can remember seeing I think. Okay, I don't know what movie.
Well,
I just blanked. But say like I saw Star Wars.
Sure.
And I came out. Well, I haven't seen the new Rogue One movie, but I say like I go in there and watch Star Wars, and I get out of the movie theater, and usually the first thing everyone asks you like, so "What'd you think of the movie?"
Right.
Like any kind of movie you see, it's like, "What'd you think of it? How'd you feel about it?" I don't feel much about it at that moment because if the movie was good in any kind of way and it was able to do its thing and pull me out of reality, even for like an hour and a half.
Right.
It did its job. For me, it did its job.
Absolutely.
It was a movie.
Absolutely. If you're looking at your phone or the watch, you know it's a bad movie.
If I can give you an opinion right away saying, ugh, like that,
Yeah.
you know it's a bad movie. Because if I can start giving an opinion, like when I got out of the movie after I saw the Hulk.
Which Hulk, by the way?
For Ang Lee's first one.
Okay.
Not with...
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Not with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And I got out of that movie, and I'm just... I wish I sniffed glue for 2.5
You know what, though? I appreciated the comic book aspect of that movie. I thought that was a clever new twist on how to do something.
It's true. It's true.
I thought the Hulk dogs and his father's relationship was kind of bizarre and weird, but there was aspects of that Hulk that was kind of cool.
It's true.
I liked the soundtrack to that movie.
You did? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should watch the movie again.
Yeah, I liked him jumping through the desert. I thought that was kind of cool. Getting shot at. Okay,
so let's go back.
How is this Dragon Ball Super?
It's not. Okay. So we're back to Dragon Ball Super. And what did you think of we watched 30 minutes of it. We've been waiting so long. As of right now, Dragon Ball Super has 70 plus episodes already out.
Yeah.
We wanted to wait till the dub. Actually, we were waiting to watch all of Dragon Ball before we got to Super.
That's a work thing, though.
I know.
We were trying to, just so you guys know, I don't know if we ever mentioned it before, but for fun, Joel and I, we decided that we wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball, at the time, GT, all the way through from beginning to end. We wanted to know how long it would take on all our breaks.
I think it's
to
been
watch
close to 3 years now.
Yeah, we're not even close to being done watching it. Yeah.
We did Dragon Ball Z. We actually did Kai, actually.
That's true, we cheated.
But we did normal Boo Saga.
And I don't know how, but we painfully went through all of GT.
Oh, dude, we actually critiqued half the episodes because it was so bad.
In fact, I think that was the birth of Entertainment Banter, really.
Yeah.
Because we were just hating it so much that we started recording our comments because we were just laughing so hard about how much we hated it.
And the comments are ridiculous because then as you're making the comments, you're realizing, hey, I should make comments about this. As this person's making comments about that because that's ridiculous.
Right. It just never stopped in the annoyance of Pan or anything else.
Oh my god.
Once again, we're off track.
We are. So then when we started watching Dragon Ball, we got the Dragon Ball and we made it to like 25.
Yeah.
Where then
we're still doing that, by the way.
We still are trying. So we were trying to wait to finish that, which is 150 episodes of that series.
You know?
So then we were going to watch Dragon Ball Super, but tonight, since Toonami has released it in America about a week ago.
Right, we don't have to read it.
We don't have to read it. I like subtitles.
I do too.
And as soon as you leave the main, I will definitely binge watch it in subtitles because I don't mind it. But I'll watch it dubbed again.
Yeah.
And so we watched it. So what did you think? God, it was totally taking us long to get to what we want to talk about.
I know. It only took 5 minutes.
Stop bantering.
All right. Well,
what did you think of the episode?
The short answer is I liked it. For the episode itself, a lot didn't really happen, but that's okay. It's an establishing episode. You know, you're warming up to all the characters you've missed for so long.
And it's Dragon Ball.
It's
gonna drag.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Gun.
But there's some small, subtle, cool things that they started to establish. Like I think I mentioned at the end of the episode that Mr. Satan has definitely shown how much he's grown. Like offering up his
Spoiler alert.
hey, listen, this is banter. Get used to it. His Zenny money from the tournament that he won. That I thought that was a
No,
very nice
it
gesture.
wasn't a tournament.
Well,
I just
saving the
claimed it
world,
was saving
right?
the world.
Saving
Yeah.
the world. But that was a nice gesture. I like to see characters grow, and I think the one thing that the Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and even GT shows is that the characters do evolve and they do
I don't
grow and they do show.
think GT they grew at all. Did you really think they grew in that?
All right. Let me think about that for a second.
Don't think too hard.
Yeah.
You'll get a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, you're right. I don't feel like they did grow in that one.
I don't feel like anything happened.
I was
in that
really
one.
trying to look too.
It's there was nothing in there.
Maybe Mr. Satan grew in that one a little bit too.
Yeah, he lost hair.
Yeah.
So Dragon Ball Super.
Yes. Go ahead.
I did. It was only 30 minutes or 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, it's like
And-
normal. It's a normal
Yeah.
show.
And I think it was great that we got to see a new show with familiarization.
Yes.
You got to see something new again from the same show. And it's just, it brought, I think this episode brought a little more humanity to it.
Yeah.
Because when you watched Dragon Ball Z, so this episode you follow Goku and Trunks for a good 7-8 minutes on this little journey to find a wedding present for Gohan and Videl. And I enjoyed it. Especially, because did you enjoy it? Like,
yeah.
They're looking for, like, you didn't really get that in Dragon Ball Z, because right away in Dragon Ball Z, it went from training right to fighting. So this gave us some humanization.
I will argue that point with you, sir, because I believe you used to make fun of me because I liked the full versions of the shows.
You liked watching the grass sway in the wind and go, this adds to it.
It does add to it. Add to it.
I don't like those things. I make fun of you during, like, the big sequences of when there's fighting.
Yes.
This was just like a build-up, like it's peace. It's just showing, to me, it's setting up like we're in a world of peace right now.
That's true.
Like this is taking place right after Dragon Ball Z.
Absolutely. But those moments, I mean, yes, there are moments where a deer is eating grass while people are getting ready to fight or whatever.
I can enjoy those, but I do make fun of you.
Right, of course. But there are other moments in the shows where, and even those like movies or specials, whatever you want to call them, that they did do those similar things. They go shopping or something like that.
But Gohan and Trunks, Goten and Trunks never did that. And they
didn't have time.
They always were
never
on their
time.
own, and they did these weird adventures.
Yeah.
So they did things like that on their own, which is, they had movies and did stuff like that. But this is the first time they went into the city to go shopping.
Yes.
And, like, just imagine, like, he's a spoiled brat. I mean, they go to a jewelry store and make fun like, oh, that's too small. Who would buy that? Blah,
well,
blah,
that's
blah.
the beautiful thing about Dragon Ball is they always stay true to their characters, If Gohan or Goku wants to whip it out and pee in public, then that's what he's going to do.
He's going to do it.
You know what I mean? And
he's gonna whip
that's
that
the beautiful thing about the show.
Super Saiyan penis.
Yeah. Do you think his pubes are also lighting up when he goes Super Saiyan?
Does he have pubes?
I don't know. He's got a tail. The tail doesn't light up.
We haven't seen him go Super Saiyan with the tail.
GT. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, he didn't get blonde hair.
This conversation
GT has nothing to do with it
I just
anymore.
like bringing it up
I want to point that out.
It so much.
If you are watching Dragon Ball Super and you're hoping that Dragon Ball GT is now cannon fodder, you will be correct, my friend.
That's awesome. Actually, you know what? That's funny you mentioned that, because that is actually one of the highlights of
it's a huge highlight.
Another reason why I liked it.
I do believe Pan is no longer a character.
That is amazing.
I think we should, as soon as
Videl
has
Pan
a baby,
is a boy,
as soon as she has a baby and it's a boy, just pop some champagne.
Yeah.
It's celebration. Send emails to Kira Toriyama and go, thank you, Jesus.
Yes. And not only that, but it's funny coming from a Jewish guy. It's
Someone had to make it happen.
I know.
My wrathful God in the Jew world is not going to do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And the idea of her yelling grandpa all the time was so irritating. We won't have to listen to that again.
Nope.
So that's good too. All right, getting back to this first episode, I appreciated, I love the new movies that came out. And so I appreciated the fact that they immediately introduced those characters, Belize and
Wheeze.
Is it Wheeze?
Wheeze and Beerus.
Oh, is that his name? Beerus?
Beerus. Yeah.
Beerus.
Oh, Beerus.
It's Beerus.
I can't even
All right,
say
so
it.
I got one and you got the other.
Yeah, I hate you.
All right, so anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. They introduced it, but like now the movies are movies. They never were with the story.
We'll see. We'll see, right?
We'll
Because
see.
maybe it drags out in the episodes. But what's interesting about those quote unquote villains are is the fact that I don't hate them. I actually enjoy watching them.
But are they villains?
That's my point. I don't feel like they are. I don't feel like they are. Yeah, they're doing messed up stuff, but just like you, I think you were the one that was telling me like the culture is that the more you train, you could become a god.
No,
right?
you become stronger.
Could,
in the
you
Japanese culture, you can actually be stronger than the gods.
Stronger than the gods. So in a weird sort of way, as an avid viewer, these villains are. I almost feel like I'm growing as a viewer when we come across these villains now because like I'm not. I remember watching Dragon Ball for the first time and Dragon Ball Z and thinking, oh, these villains, God, our world would be so screwed if something like this really happened. And if beings came down and just started obliterating planets like nothing. Now it's kind of like, oh, well, it's just another tough guy, but as long as you train, you get stronger. It's almost like an even playing field. It's a dynamic of how you want to cope with certain things. Beerus likes to blow half a planet up if he doesn't like your food. That's just how he likes to cope. Goku probably wouldn't blow up the planet at all. And so I think it's interesting how, like, I'm not really fearing these people anymore. It's just more of just learning what makes them tick.
Do you get, because I know a lot of people I've talked to about Dragon Ball Z, like, it's always the same formula, like,
Well,
no matter how strong Goku gets or Vegeta gets, there's always someone stronger.
Yes.
And I know they're trying to put that, like, in the mentality, like, it even started in Dragon Ball, like, that's what Master Roshi was trying to teach him, like, to make him always want to learn to train more, because you want to show them there's always something stronger.
Right.
So I think that's that whole theme is getting carried out through all the whole show.
I would think that it's always bettering yourself is the theme of the show.
Yeah.
Because if you take away the fighting aspect of it, let's take Gohan for example. A lot of ways, I think Gohan's a huge letdown because they built him up so well.
We don't know.
I know.
We don't know what he's going to be like.
I know.
But
they built him up so well in the Cell Saga. And then kind of Boo built up again.
Built up huge.
Yeah, and then it was again like a huge letdown. But getting back to the self-growth thing, education. They push education in the show a lot. And I don't think people give that enough credit, too. Like, Chi-Chi's all about best schools here, best schools that. But you know what? Gohan has been doing that as in his adult life and career. He's been focusing a lot on his studies.
They definitely grow the characters.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying growth in like always bettering yourself. Either it's in mental growth or physical growth or whatever.
I kind of wish we didn't see Vegeta in this episode, which was
that's okay.
Exciting.
You know what? That's for last. We'll see. I'm sure he's training somewhere.
Oh my gosh! They introduced everyone except him.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I'm okay
the best
with that.
for last. Literally, Pickle was in this episode.
Yeah.
Goten. Oh, Krillin wasn't. None of those.
That's true.
The humans weren't.
You're right. And we didn't get what's his face? Three-eyed guy. Can't remember his name right now. Tien and
Yamcha.
Thank
you. Chaozu.
Yeah.
Tien Shinran. Did you also notice that? I think the last episode of Dragon Ball Z is fodder now.
Yeah, because there's no Brown Boo.
There's no Oob.
Oh, Oob is his name. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So
as far as we know,
this show is taking place. Yeah, as far as we know, this show is taking place like right after.
We'll have to see because
between the episodes, in theory, it's taking place right after Boo gets destroyed. They start talking about it this episode. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean,
Oob was a horrible character too. I think he was an awful character. Choice.
Yeah, he was. He was okay for GT, but I'm trying to remember how the last episode ended because I think the problem with the last episode is they did the whole like 5 years have passed or 10 years have passed.
5 years has passed.
Yeah, and so like that makes it challenging because if they had
it's more than that. It had to have been because
Goku said he was going to his village to help train him or something.
Yeah.
So that could have potentially happened, but not if it was going to be 5 years. You know what I mean? Or maybe.
So you're thinking that Super will happen and then that episode could still happen?
Eventually, sure.
It can't because unless they consider Pan a boy and they just redub over the voice because he doesn't look like a girl boy. It looks like a little baby kid.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, in that episode. Yeah, well, we'll see if the quote-unquote child of
Gohan and Videl.
Yeah. What comes to pass. Obviously, they don't have it right now.
Obviously, they just got married.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get to see the wedding.
We didn't see the wedding.
We didn't get to see the wedding. Maybe we'll see photos, flashbacks.
Maybe they'll sneak in another like special.
Dude, anything's possible.
Yeah. All right. So tell me like the highlight of this episode. What was
the highlight of an episode?
Well,
20 minutes.
We're doing a whole thing about this one episode. So
Highlight.
what is the highlight? What was the one thing that when you were watching it, you're like, oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
I don't know.
Like seeing the same voice actors come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was I think that was huge because when we first started listening to the voices, we thought that some of the voices, the American or the dubbing, the English voices, I don't know if they're American.
We weren't sure about.
We weren't sure if a couple of them were actually like Goten. We weren't sure about. We weren't sure about Chi-Chi.
Yeah. And I forget his name. The guy that's with the not Grand Kai. What's his name? The Supreme
Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're unsure if like these people have their same voice actors. Like we know Goku does, we know Piccolo does, we know Goten. We believe Goten does. At some point, it did sound like the voice again.
Right.
It just could be the actor not doing the voice for a long time.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
changed too.
Absolutely.
Trunks definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Bulma did have the same voice. Chi-Chi, we unsure about.
Right.
Master Roshi's the same voice. The thing is, Chi-Chi wasn't in the movies, but all the voice actors did the movies, so.
She wasn't in the movie?
I don't think so. Was she in the movie?
I don't know. I thought she was.
Battle of the Gods or
Yeah, I mean because they're having Bulma's birthday parties, you know.
Oh, she was there.
So maybe
did she voice at all?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Vocalizer, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So at least the main characters we care about have the same voice. Like Gohan, Goku, Piccolo. I mean, they have their same voices. Yeah. So.
I liked how they did play on stuff too. Like you know how the saber-tooth tiger was always the running gag for Dragon Ball,
or the dinosaur,
for Gohan.
Yeah.
And this one apparently for Trunks and Goten is the snake. We'll see how often that comes into play.
Right.
This big snake. That'll be kind of funny. Or the big flying dragon pterodactyl type thing.
Yeah.
That was another one. So it's always fun to see those kinds of
dinosaurs.
things.
And now they're reptiles.
Yeah. So first time we haven't seen them fishing. He was farming. Which was weird. That was a different. That was different for sure. But I didn't mind it.
No. I mean, it was different. I didn't like him not being in his normal gi.
Oh well, but I liked it because getting back to what you were saying about
humanization.
Yes, yeah.
Like he's back to being.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Fidel's look. They changed it slightly, obviously, because she's a little older, more mature now. Her hair is a little shorter, more of a shorter bob. She's married.
I think it's funny that she wants Gohan to be a scholar now, even though like back when they're in high school, that she was all about let's fight. Are you stronger than me? Yeah.
You know what'd be funny too is if they touch on it later. It'd be funny like if you saw in the background, like in the closet, you see like the Great Saiyaman.
They use them. I think they're going to be in this. Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
I was on YouTube. I mean, you shouldn't be doing this.
But
Great Saiyaman is definitely in.
Okay,
Super.
That's funny. Good.
I'm excited to see some future things on this.
From
seeing the small things. You're going to see teenage Gotenks.
Yeah.
You're going to see, I don't want to ruin it for you, so I don't want to say anything else, actually.
All right, yeah, you cheated a little bit.
I know.
That's okay. But you know what's interesting, too, is the format's faster. I don't know if they took that from Kai.
Don't worry if you watch the intros enough. They change them, they'll blow shit away for you.
Oh, I'm sure, real quick. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little faster pace.
Because we saw, like I said, Beerus and all of them, and he blew up half the planet. We saw, like you said, them shopping, Goten and Gohan. And then, Trunks.
Goten and Trunks.
Yeah. You saw the relationship between Videl and Gohan. You saw Goku with his younger son, who he hasn't really spent much time with at all, farming.
That was kind of neat, too.
Yeah.
That was good.
You saw the Ox King briefly with Chi-Chi. He was eating, but he was there for a second. You saw Bulma in a flashback. Master Roshi. Yeah, I mean, you saw like I said, the King Kai. Was it King Kai?
Supreme Kai.
Supreme Kai. And they were together. Yep.
The old man. Both Supreme Kais.
The wizard or whatever.
We saw Boo and Satan.
We saw Boo and Satan. We saw the dog. We saw B. We saw B all grown up. So we saw even Satan's crew in the background. The white or the white outfit guy with the flower.
Really?
The blonde
I didn't
guy.
see him.
He was in the background.
You're a liar.
No, he was in the background when he was being interviewed.
So gay.
With the girl, yeah, with the redheaded girl, right? All those people that were standing
I didn't
around for
notice.
this whole saga.
Huh.
So they did a really good job. I mean, they touched on a lot of stuff in 20 minutes. I thought they did a really good job with that.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think when we were watching, I was telling you that there's not a lot of shows I look forward to anymore, and the things of like Netflix or whatever kind of ruins it a little bit because you binge watch. You know?
Well, do you feel like
this is the first time in a while I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch the next episode.
We're gonna get off topic here, but
all right, go for it.
Do you feel like you don't have shows that you don't want to watch anymore just because you're growing up, you're getting an adult, you have less things, you have less time to watch?
That's part of it, I'm sure, but I think a lot of it too is we grew up in a generation. It's funny, nerd alert, in case you haven't noticed this entertainment banter.
No, we're not nerds.
God, we grew up watching like Saturday morning cartoons and all these things you had to wait for. You know, if it was a 2-parter, you had to wait the next day. You couldn't there's nothing you could do. You go outside and play and kill time so you could watch it again.
That should be the generation we call the new generation, the generation now.
Yeah,
they want it now.
The thing is that I guess what I'm saying is when you have that, when you can have it at your disposal like that, it's not exciting. I don't know, like you get that.
I'm waiting for The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know, but you have to wait
the 100.
It's
Mr. Robot.
But you binge
Game of Thrones.
You binge watch the entire season, so you get that fix. But then you're waiting.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
It's
but
a drug.
You're waiting for that next season to come out. That's where you have to wait. It's the waiting for the next season. You know, whereas before it's just like you'd wait for every episode, which was exciting. You know, and I feel like that's it's kind of like a lost art in a lot of ways. It forces you to appreciate what you watch.
I don't binge watch that much. I watch 2 or 3 episodes maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
But it's not just
for me. I know, but for me it's hard to sit down and watch something. I will binge watch something if I've already seen it a lot more.
But like take example like cable television though. Look at you might as well just Fox is a perfect example of was FXX, like all they do is pretty much play Simpsons now. You know, TBS used Very Funny. All they do is play the same show like 8 times in a row.
Family Guy.
You know, or take your pick. You know, and so in a lot of ways it's unfortunate. Like, you know, I purposely have taken the time to make my own TV lineup and programs because I enjoy variety of shows. I think people forget what it's like to watch multiple shows, and enjoy them all.
Who wants to hear about the Curtis television?
That's another time.
That is definitely that is a conversation for another time. That was something that when I first met this guy confused the shit out of me. I think it was 3 a.m. We were doing some rehearsal, and I just kept asking questions about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because you made it seem like it's a cable TV. Like I can subscribe to it. You're like, yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, someday you might be able to. Yeah.
Curtis Television is never going to be subscribable.
That's not necessary.
Then that's not Curtis Television anymore.
That's true. You're right.
Then it's everyone's television.
Yeah, I can't do that anyways. But that's something we have for another time. But
we'll forget. We don't write things down.
Well, that's true.
We should start writing things down.
We should.
Like seriously, have a notebook. I'm gonna get a notebook.
Right.
I have a notebook where I write that.
All right, there you go. But yeah,
I'll jot notes down as we're talking. Be like, not talking, just jotting notes.
You mean just bantering?
I'll probably just start doodling it. But it may jog memories of what were we doing?
Absolutely.
Draw penises all over it.
Good Lord. How are we off to so bad on this subject matter? So let's wrap this up.
I've been up since 3 this morning.
Oh, that's right.
And it's currently midnight.
That's what the beautiful thing about our employee, which I'm not going to mention right now. But anyways,
we probably mentioned earlier.
Who knows? Only for the people that listen to the random episodes.
No one listens to this.
Yeah.
This is just for us.
For now.
Okay.
All right. So anyways, Dragon Ball Super. I liked it.
We're going back to Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, we have to wrap this up. We're done.
Okay.
We're done here. So.
Oh, we're done.
Well, no, we're not done.
Oh.
Good Lord. I apologize for the last 5 minutes of this. This is terrible.
This is awesome.
All right,
so your final thoughts, Dragon Ball Super.
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch more, and I'll probably hate it because I'll miss a lot of episodes due to work. But thanks to the internet and beautiful people that put stuff online, we will be able to keep up.
I will keep you informed.
Thank you.
When you are far away, I will definitely I'll give you access to my hard drive.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I'll be
that's,
like your streamer.
That'll still be a while, so we got time. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
it's true. Yeah, so I'm excited too. My final thought would be I'm excited about it. I can't wait for it. I actually, at the end of this episode, it was kind of like, oh, that's where it ends. That's where it ends.
It left us wanting more.
So definitely wanted more. I can't wait to see what happens. Who knows? We kind of know Goku's gonna become a god, Blue, and so is Vegeta. They're not gonna like glass over that.
The movies.
We'll Gohan.
Yeah.
We'll go
Tanks. That will be fun.
We'll go Tanks.
I think you might know. You
We'll
cheated
go
a little
Trunks.
bit. You cheated a little bit. You might know.
What about Piccolo? Piccolo always finds a way to get as strong with the Saiyans.
Yeah.
Somehow he came.
Do you think they'll change his color? Like they'll turn blue or something?
Maybe God Namek?
Yeah.
Is there a God Namek?
We'll find out, huh?
They play gods on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
He keeps up with them, so I wonder if he will still.
Yeah.
And did you find that kind of weird? Like he was kind of disgusted by Videl and Gohan. Was it disgusted because of? I know we're going back. Final thoughts are now going back into another thought of the show.
Yeah. Why did you think of this now?
Because I'm just thinking like he's looking at it Gohan and Videl.
Well, I look at it in the terms of,
and he's upset like he's not training.
Yeah.
Yes.
It reminded me of when he first got Gohan in the first episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
And he watched him from afar.
Yeah, and basically watched him cry and get over it. Same kind of thing.
See, I think Gohan's going to be a strong character in this still.
I hope so.
So
I do hope
not
so.
like G2 where they made him a pussy.
Well, we'll see. I would like to think that they all get their shot.
Vegeta's never going to get his shot. Get used to it.
I already have. It's I realized I love the character so much that it finally dawned on me. It's impossible for him to surpass Goku because the minute he does, there's nobody to keep him in line again, and he would resort back possibly to his evil ways.
That would be a good movie.
Do you know what I'm saying, though?
That would make an excellent movie.
Because if he has nothing left to strive for, he can do whatever he wants, which would probably open up that Pandora's box of his old self.
Remember that, everyone. Let's do a moral moment for a second. Always try for your best, but it's always good to have some competition.
Yes.
So you strive better and harder. If you're in a world where you're always smarter than everyone, you're gonna get bored. That means you'll get dumber. There's always someone better than
famous people.
If there's always gonna be someone better than you, that means you're always gonna strive to be better than that person.
Right.
Once you surpass him, you're gonna want someone else who's better. So always go for that better.
Yeah, absolutely.
With those that was a good final thought.
That was a good final thought.
Okay.
All right, so thank you for listening to Entertainment Banter. This is Matt.
It's been a lovely meeting, and this is the other Joel.
The one Joel. You're the only one.
The first really Joel. Tired. The first Joel. I am so tired.
You're the first Joel.
The first Joel.
All right, so I'll do your signature line because you're done. Joel's done.
What's better than the video you just watched? The next one.